Welcome to Biz Frank Talk with Zavi. We are having another session today or episode. Very exciting, and as always, looking forward to this interview that we're going to have today. Cryptocurrencies here, and many people, including governments, are talking about it, and some of the governments are looking at changing the governance rules and on how the financial sector can adapt into the cryptocurrencies. We heard of the US that is looking at maybe going the dollar crypto or whichever way that they can do. Even South Africa, we had a comment from the governor who said that, you know what, those who ignore cryptocurrency, they are doing it on their own peril because there's nothing that we can do. The best is to come up with regulations that would mostly be able to accommodate those who are already trading and those who are already in the space. And yes, we have to look at now, if you look at a Bitcoin on its own, I mean, it's now heading to 100,000 K. And that on its own, I mean, like, you look at a currency that started from the bottom. And today, how many currencies are out there? There are a lot of currencies that now are even worth 5 cents, but we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe in the next 5 years or so, we will be talking about them as the big currencies. But to help us understand this, because already we have fraud, we have, all these things that even your likes of, masked people can be, crooked into this thing. So we have to now look at it today from the perspective of expert in the industry, where we're having Mosidi, Kekana. I call her Kamo, by the way. And she's the crypto trading trainer. She trains on how to trade on crypto, and she assists a lot of people. So Kamo is going to help us with that regard. Kamo, welcome to the show. Mosidi.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Kamo, just take us through what have you been doing in your life journey, and what businesses are you in? And how did you get to know these cryptocurrencies, and get interested in it?
Yes. All right. So, firstly, I am 24 years old. I'm a graduate from the University of Cape Town, having studied politics and governance, sociology and gender studies. I graduated in 2020. Thereafter, I started looking for a job. Unfortunately, couldn't find one. Or rather, should I say fortunately, because I found myself in cryptocurrency. And I've been, going through cryptocurrencies, trying to learn what it is, trying to understand it. And right now I can say that it is the best thing that ever happened to my life. And I'm glad that I have it. And I'm glad that I'm right now moving into the future with cryptocurrencies.
From your introduction,
yes,
what made you want to go crypto? Like you said that you were looking for a job, but fortunately you found yourself in a good job that you're happy with. What made you have interest in the crypto in particular and said, this is what I can do?
The reason why I actually enjoyed crypto, why I'm enjoying crypto, is because of the technology behind it. Cryptocurrency has, technology that is forward-looking. It's for the future. It wants to take people from what we know and moving into the fourth industrial revolution. Mm-hmm. So that is what interested me when it comes to cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. And that's why I want to tell so many people about it, because we are moving and we are evolving as people, and money also does the same. It's evolving and it's not staying behind. So cryptocurrency is the future, is the currency for the future, and that's why I love it so much.
I noticed with Lunar. Yeah, by the way, I bought some, I bought your, is it Trons?
Yes.
Trons, and yes. I bought some Ethereum, I bought some, Bitcoin, I bought it in fraction,
yes.
Kind of, is it BTT or
yes.
BTT, somewhere there. I've noticed that some of them now are giving interest on daily basis.
Yes.
How possible is that?
So the nice thing about it is platforms rather such as Altcoin and Luno will give you an option to not only keep your money in a currency, but also put it in a savings account, so you might call it. It will then gain interest with the currency that you have invested in. Mm-hmm. So it's not that you are trading it, it will itself gain interest like you would have in a bank. if you would put money in a bank and then you would watch it gain interest and you were saving it. So same things are happening with cryptocurrency platforms. They are giving you the opportunity to not only watch the currency gain profit or gain value, but also to gain while it's sitting there and you are doing nothing, and it's just also working on your behalf.
So would it gain because it's gaining value in the market, and does it lose when it loses value in the market?
So when it comes to the interest part that you are gaining in the savings part of the account, it's not gaining because it's gaining value, but it's gaining because I think that platform is trading for it on your behalf.
Oh,
so you are gaining a bit of interest. So you literally are doing what you would do in a bank, where they also take your money, go trade with it, and then bring it back and have profit. They take the bulk of the profit, and then you take the little interest that
you're gonna get.
So it happens the same way. But with this way, you are getting that. And also, let's say Bitcoin now moves from 800,000 to 900,000, and you have bought a fraction of Bitcoin, and it's gaining interest on this platform, and also the value of it is also growing. So you're getting the value that is growing, as well as the interest that is accumulating on the other half. So you're getting two things that you will not gain when you have it in rands.
Now that the Bitcoin is sitting at we're talking about like, I think now it's 80 something K and all that. Can I still participate or buy Bitcoin now from at a lesser value or something like that?
The beautiful thing about it is that even when it's not affordable, so you might say, you can still buy fractions from that cryptocurrency. So don't refrain from buying the cryptocurrency itself. Buy bits of fractions. It will grow and your money will grow.
Is that what is called mining?
No, that's not what is called mining. That's what we call buy and sell.
Now, what is mining when it comes to cryptocurrency? Because a lot of people say, hey, I'm mining, I mine and all that. And I'm like, okay, what is the mining here?
So mining is a very specific thing, right? To be a miner in cryptocurrency, you have to be a mathematician to begin with.
Okay.
So you have to also have a computer that can mine for you, right? An instrument that can mine for you, right? So how does it work? When you look at cryptocurrencies, for it to issue a new currency or for it to issue a new coin, let's take, for instance, Bitcoin. For Bitcoin to actually give out Bitcoin, it has to fix a solution, right? A mathematical solution. It cannot give out Bitcoin without solving that mathematical solution. So with mining, people would say they're mining, but in actual fact, they're not mining themselves because there's someone who's going to fix that mathematical solution. You can't fix, you and I, for one, don't have the brains to fix that mathematical solution. So the person who's going to fix it for me so that I can buy the Bitcoin is going to mine it. So the mining is the mathematical solution that is being solved. For example, I always say mining in Bitcoin is like, or rather the gold in Bitcoin is the mathematics, right? Back in the day, we used to use the gold standard. So the rand was pegged to the gold, the amount of gold that the South African Reserve Bank has, right? Right now we use fiat currencies, which means there is no pegging of the fiat currencies. So the value that our currencies have is because we put faith that it has. We say the 10 rand is a 10 rand and it can buy something. But if today we believe that a 10 rand is no longer valuable, if a 10 rand falls on the floor, no one will pick it up because it's no longer valuable, right? So we put the value in the currencies that we use out every day. But with cryptocurrency, the mining, the gold is the mathematics. If without mathematics, you cannot ever have a crypto being released because of the mathematics. So mining, specific people mine, and there are those who can work the mathematics. We just buy and sell.
Two questions come from that. One in particular, two, but I'll start with one. One is, the rand, I know that if I print the money now, and if we run out of money or it's dirty, it's no longer tradable, we can print other money.
Yeah.
But with the currencies, with the cryptocurrencies, you hear the language like there are only 40 million, there are only 20 million that must be bought. Why a cap on that?
So that is a good question, right? So as you know, when the money is being printed by government, we have hyperinflation.
Okay.
Because money is everywhere. So the 10 rand that I have in the bank is now not worth as much as it used to because government is printing more and more and more. So even if I'm a saver, it doesn't help me in any way when government prints more money. So the supply and demand is where it comes in, right? Cryptocurrencies work on that because if I have a small amount of supply and there's a huge amount of demand, what does that do? It drives up the price, right? So that is why there is a limit. For example, right now, Bitcoin says in 2,100 and something, there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be released, and that is the final that it's going to release. After 21 million, there's not going to be another Bitcoin that's going to be issued out. 21 million is the cap. Now, everyone would have wanted to buy Bitcoin. Those who didn't buy even a fraction right now, that it's 800,000 or so, will want to buy it. And by that time, can you imagine if now they're still being releasing, or rather, should I say, they're still releasing Bitcoins? Can you imagine when it stops and it's still this high? By the time it moves to 21 million and they stop issuing any more Bitcoins, they are going to be very, very much expensive. So that is why Bitcoin, or rather all cryptocurrencies, have a limited amount of currencies to print out, or rather to issue out, because they want to create the demand to be more, but the supply to be less, so that it can drive up the prices. And on that, we have even every 4 years, we have a time where Bitcoin is being halved, and we call it a halving of the Bitcoin. And what that does is that, let's say there's now 17 million Bitcoins out there. Every 4 years, they will have it in the middle, and we'll have 17 divided by 2, however much that is. And then after that, what that does is that it created more of a demand, right? But the supply is little. That is what happened last year, where in August, before August, Bitcoin was plus minus at 150,000 rand, and right now we have it at 800 and something. On a good day, we even have it at 900,000, right? So what that did is it went from 150,000 rand to 800,000 rand because it was halved. Now the demand is so much, but the supply is little. So now every 4 years, that's what they're going to do. So if you don't catch on this train right now after this one, and you saw it growing this much, can you imagine in 2024 when it's going to be halved again in August of 2024? It's going to be more than what it is today. It's going to go up crazy. So that's how the thing is working. And also the nice thing is that it's not worked by people. It's literally a smart contract. So whatever was set in the beginning will happen every single 4 years.
Wow. No, actually I'm learning. I'm sorry. You can say I'm pulling my chair back because now I'm like, okay, so this is where we're going.
Yeah.
I just want to check something with you in terms of you are in the trading space, I believe, with how to trade and all that. How do we spot fraudulent, companies that come and say we are a Bitcoin company? I mean, a lot of them were closed down and they had shop, written Bitcoin trading or mining, and people paid a lot of money, and now they closed down. How do you tell this is the legitimate company? And is there a need for any company to have an office and say we are a Bitcoin miner or we are a cryptocurrency miner?
Yeah. So one thing I'll tell you is research. People will get into fraudulent things because obviously Bitcoin is doing well, cryptocurrency is doing well. And because of that, you will find people who want to make money for themselves. It's a reality. So now, what you need to do is you need to check if it's registered. You need to look into whether or not they're giving you unrealistic expectations. For example, if they tell you you're going to double your money in a month or so, that is something that won't happen. So you'd rather avoid all those things. Look at the research, do your own research. You'd rather even just buy and sell if you are still interested in cryptocurrencies but are still not ready to join any company that will give you expectations that are too high.
Mm-hmm.
So buy and sell, that is one form of interaction that I always tell people to do.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it, keep it. When you feel like it has made enough profit for you to withdraw it and sell it. But until then, that is literally what I'm going to tell people. Buy and sell, that is the safest.
And buying and sell, would you be using your is it altcoin trading and Luno and all that? Because what I've observed is that when you want to trade, you go through the FICA process.
Yes. So you go through the FICA process.
So what could be is that if the company does not go through that process, you have to be careful about that.
Yes.
If they don't need your ID or verification of your information and all that, you just walk in and they say, you want to buy it, okay, we are sign here, you get your profit after 2 or 3 days, or something like that. I see. And then in terms of your trainings, how do you conduct them? Do you do trainings one-on-one, or do you do group trainings? And what is the name of your company, by the way?
So I do both. One-on-one trainings and group sessions. The name of my company is Women Empire. I want to empower women rather, and not only women, but because I want to empower women and they will give an impact to the rest of the world. I want to impact everyone, but through women and through letting everyone know. And also, in the name of my company, my initials are there. So the reason why I decided to call it a woman is because I'm a woman myself, but also MAN in the woman is my name, Mosidi, I'm Helena Lady. So those are my initials. So it's part of me in my company, and I'm saying it's women's empire, but also it's my empire trying to
empower other women.
Yes.
Now, the last advice that you can give to somebody who says, I want to start today. Where do they start?
All right. Where do you start? You go to your research. You go on altcoin, Luno, Binance. Look at the different types of currencies. How much do they cost? If they're too expensive, maybe look at a lower costing currency so that you can grow with it. Thereafter, then just start to deposit, even if it's just 200 Rand. The nice thing about cryptocurrencies is you don't have to invest a lot. You can invest 200 Rand, let it be, then after a few days or so, watch it. It's also the money that you
And if they decide to call you, what do they do?
Call me to help them.
Yes, to help you because you're training.
Yeah, so if you want to call me, I can give out my cell phone number. It's 071-060-3993. So anytime you can call me to ask me about anything, and also to come into the lessons that I provide, so that you know that you're not going to put yourself in a vulnerable position of investing in something that you don't know, and also you don't let the vouchers come and take advantage of.
And no how.
Okay.
Thanks you very much. Thank you for this, because I believe that it was more impactful. And I believe that audience out there have learned a lot. And thanks for watching BizFrank Talk. Till next time.